Sukant Ratnakar said, "If we elect the same corrupt politician every time, that's a very clear message that we don't want a change. So it is important that you vote decent people into public office for the good of our country, Nigeria." Hello and thanks for joining us on another episode of The Eagle. My name is Aisha Muhammad.
Imagine a society where everything works. Durable road networks, stable electricity supply, portable water, well-equipped and functional healthcare facilities, quality education for all, affordable housing schemes, social security benefits, job creation and a lot more that makes life comfortable to live. That is an ideal society. We can only achieve these if we all play our part. Say no to corruption to enjoy these benefits. Kill corruption to save Nigeria. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
On our lineup today, court orders final forfeiture of 204.2 million Ikoyi property. 4.9 billion naira fraud, court adjourns Fani Kayode others trial to November 16th. 19 billion naira Pari club scam, Saraki's aide Makonjola orders docked and granted 250 million naira bail each over 3.5 billion naira fraud. Alleged 500 million naira fraud, EFCC present first witness against former Minister of Water Resources, Mukhtar Shagari and others. This and more reports will come your way shortly. Justice Chuka A. Obiozo of the Federal High Court sitting in Ikoyi, Lagos, on Wednesday, October 3, 2018, ordered the final forfeiture of a property worth the sum of 204.2 million naira recovered from Wine Joy Obiageli Oti by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC to the federal government. Rolake Odofinjolayemi has the details.
The judge had on April 25, 2018, ordered the interim forfeiture of the property, which is located at 20 Cameron Street, Ikoyi, Lagos, following an ex parte application filed by the Commission. The respondent, Oti, was said to have sold 3.02 hectares of land belonging to a company, Industrial Support Services Limited, to PS Investment Limited in the sum of 300 million naira. Also, the respondent, in the bid to cover up the fraud, had opened an account domiciled in First Bank PLC in the name of Industrial Support Services, where she made herself the sole signatory to the account. Consequently, the chairman, PS Investment Limited, Patrick Sule Uboma, issued the Zenith Bank manager a check in favor of Industrial Support Services on October 22, 2007. The respondent, upon maturity of the check, allegedly bought the said property from the proceeds of the crime. In his ruling on April 25, 2016, Justice Obiozo had ordered an interim forfeiture of the property to the federal government. The judge had further directed the Commission to publish the interim forfeiture order in the national newspaper within 14 days from the day of ruling for the respondent or anyone who is interested in the property to show cause why it should not be permanently forfeited to the federal government. The applicant, through its counsel, Idris Muhammad, subsequently filed a motion for the final forfeiture of the property reasonably suspected to be proceeds of unlawful activities. However, the respondent filed a notice of preliminary objection challenging the jurisdiction of the court. Justice Obiozo dismissed the preliminary objection and ordered the final forfeiture of the property to the federal government of Nigeria. Rolake Odofinjolayemi, reporting for The Eagle.
Corruption is dishonesty and illegal behavior by people in positions of trust. A public office is a public trust. Do not abuse positions of trust for private gains. Stay away from corruption. Nigeria is a great nation, and it is our responsibility to make the country greater. If you notice any act of corruption, please report to the EFCC via info@efccnigeria.org or call 09 904 4751 or 09 904 4752. You can also call 09 904 4753. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
Justice Rulwan Aikawa of the Federal High Court sitting in Ikoyi, Lagos, has adjourned till November 16, 2018 for ruling on an application for stay of proceedings filed by a former Minister of State for Finance, Ninadi Usman, in a 4.9 billion naira fraud case. Sylvia Mbamalu has the details.
Ninadi is standing trial alongside the former Minister of Aviation, Femi Fani-Kayode, and a company, Joint Trust Dimensions Limited, on a 17-count charge bordering on money laundering to the tune of 4.9 billion naira. At the resumed hearing on October 2, 2018, counsel to the first defendant, Ferdinand Obi, SAN, told the court that he had a motion dated May 2, 2018, before the court for stay of proceedings. He further told the court that the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, must appear before the court. He said, and I quote, "Having reached this stage, my lord, we cannot continue with the proceedings. The Minister of Information and Culture is a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and he made some pronouncements and publications against my client, whom he described as one of the looters. That he has told the world she is a looter, then the substantial trial must stop." He further stated that the allegation was published in both the Vanguard newspaper of April 1, 2018 and the Punch newspaper of April 2, 2018 respectively. However, in his response, the prosecution counsel Rotimi Oyedepo opposed the application saying, "My lord, this is a parasitic application. It has no bearing to this case." He submitted that the various media houses in question are not parties to the case. Consequently, Justice Aikawa adjourned the case to November 16 and 29, 2018 for ruling on the application and continuation of trial. Sylvia Mbamalu reporting for the Eagle.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC Lagos Zonal Office has arraigned the Deputy Chief of Staff to the Senate President, Bukola Saraki, Benga Makanjola, before Justice Babs O. Kwewemi of the Federal High Court sitting in Ikoyi, Lagos, on an amended 11-count charge bordering on alleged conspiracy, accepting cash payment beyond threshold, and money laundering to the tune of 3.5 billion naira. Again, Rolake Odofinjolayemi is standing by with details. Over to you, Rolake.
Makanjola is charged alongside cashier to the Senate President Kolawole Shitu, a former Managing Director, Societe Generale Bank of Nigeria, Robert Chidozie Mbono, who is at large, Melrose General Services Limited, and Obiora Amobi, Operations Manager, Melrose General Services Limited. The defendants pleaded not guilty to the charges preferred against them. In view of their pleas, the prosecution counsel, Ekene Ihanacho, asked the court for a trial date and also prayed that the defendants be remanded in prison custody. Ihanacho also told the court that he had received bail applications from the defense counsel on behalf of their clients. He, however, added that he had responded with a counter-affidavit to the bail applications. Ihanacho therefore urged the court to refuse the bail applications by the defendants. He said, and I quote, "My lord, the defendants were not responding to invitations until we threatened to revoke the administrative bail granted to them. One of the defendants absconded after granting him administrative bail. This is what necessitated the amendment of the charges." End of quote. However, counsel to the second and fourth defendants, Paul Irokoro, SAN, told the court that he had filed bail applications dated September 26, 2018 on behalf of his clients. Moving the bail application, he said, "My lord, they are full-time staff of the National Assembly of the Federal Republic of Nigeria." Also, counsel to the third defendant, Omeoga Chukwu, urged the court to admit his client to bail in the most liberal terms. He pleaded that his client had been reporting monthly to the EFCC office for about 2 years since he was granted administrative bail. Consequently, Justice Kwewumi remanded the defendants in Ikoyi prison and adjourned till October 9, 2018 for ruling on the bail applications. At the resumed hearing on October 9th, the court granted the defendants bail in the sum of 250 million bail bond each, with 2 sureties in like sum. The sureties must be resident in Lagos and must have landed properties with certificates of occupancy within the jurisdiction of the court. Also, the sureties must show evidence of tax payment and letters of identification from their banks. Each of the defendants was ordered to deposit 4 recent passports with the court registrar. The case was adjourned to December 4, 2018, while the accused persons are to remain in prison custody pending perfection of their bail terms. It will be recalled that the federal government had in December 2016 approved the sum of 522.74 billion naira to be paid to the 36 states of the federation as part of the reimbursement of the over-deduction on the Paris Club loan from 1995 to 2002. However, the EFCC had discovered that the loan refunds were illegally diverted through the account of the Nigeria Governors Forum (NGF) as payments to private consultants who eventually laundered about 19 billion naira. Rola Keld of Injolaimi, reporting for the Eagle.
Corruption is a cankerworm, na cankerworm. I say na cankerworm, na cankerworm. Corruption don't finish our country. Nigeria women rise up and come together, oh yeah.
Every woman come out, but we fight corruption together, oh. Every woman fall out, but we kill corruption together, oh.
Them they thief our money, send them over to Igbo. Children they suffer every day, better school in no day. Nigeria women come, oh, women from every sector, make we fight corruption, we won't kill our country. Them go collect money for light, chop the money, light we no see. Good road and good health we no see. I said na cankerworm, oh, na cankerworm, oh.
Join the EFCC in its crusade to rid Nigeria of corruption. Naija, now we all know.
Welcome back. Still on court matters. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has presented the first witness in the trial of former Minister of Water Resources, Mukhtar Shagari, alongside 4 others before Honorable Justice Idris Akolo of the Federal High Court sitting in Sokoto. Rolake Odofinjolaemi has details on this.
Shagari was on the 22nd of May 2018 arraigned alongside Senator Abdullahi Mohammed Wali, Nasiru Dalhatu Bafarawa, Ibrahim Gitadu, and Ibrahim Mil Goma for allegedly conniving to receive the sum of 500 million naira. The money was part of the $115 million allegedly distributed by the former Minister of Petroleum Resources, Dizani Alison Madueke, for the purpose of influencing the 2015 general elections. Upon arraignment, Shagari alongside his co-defendants pleaded not guilty when the charge was read to them. The case was subsequently adjourned to October 3, 2018 for the commencement of trial. When the matter came up, Prosecution Counsel Taufik Lasisi called his first witness, Tasiu Abubakar, who narrated how the statements of the defendants were taken at the Commission's Kano Zonal Office. According to the witness, prior to taking their statements, preliminary investigation was conducted on the intelligence that implicated the defendants, after which all the defendants were invited to the Kano operational zone of the EFCC for questioning. Tasiu revealed that he personally took the statement of the first defendant and also witnessed the statement of the second defendant and that of Alhaji Ibrahim Mil Goma, who is the 5th defendant in the charge. The prosecution counsel applied to tender the statements identified by the witness, but counsel representing the defendants opposed the application. Counsel to Shagari, Ibrahim Abdullahi, argued that the document sought to be tendered was inadmissible because his client did not have legal representation at the time it was recorded. Other counsels in the matter aligned with the submission of the counsel to the second defendant. The prosecution counsel consequently asked for a short adjournment to respond to the defendants. Justice Kolo adjourned the matter to November 7, 2018 for continuation of trial. Rola Keld of Injolaimi, reporting for the Eagle.
If you're just joining us, the program is The Eagle, coming to you from the stables of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. The Port Harcourt Zonal Office of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has secured 16 convictions between January and September 2018. This disclosure was made in Port Harcourt, Rivers State by the Zonal Head of Operations of the EFCC, Nangi Obono Itam, while addressing the media on the activities of the zone. Again, Rolake Odofinjolayemi is our guide.
According to Obono Itam, 16 convictions were secured from different courts in the zone. The convicts were jailed for offences ranging from forgery, conspiracy, obtaining under false pretenses, and illegal bunkering, amongst others. He disclosed that 221 cases were referred to the legal department and 44 cases were charged to courts within the period. On recoveries, Itam said that the zone recovered 1.6 billion naira, $678,354.80, and £5,225 within the time frame. Besides, a total number of 283 trucks were arrested for illegal oil bunkering. 17 oil vessels, 9 barges, and 2 wooden boats were arrested for the same offense. The cumulative amount of petroleum products in all the vessels, barges, and boats arrested is 1,002,254.7 metric tons. The products are suspected to be automotive gas oil, AGO. Rolake Odofinjolayemi, reporting for the Eagle.
He could have been my father or someone else's brother. For me to take my dough. No need for me to go cafe. I hustle hard to make my pay. No need to do ya.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC has arraigned one Mohammed Sani Zubair before Justice Ijoma L. Ujuku of the Federal High Court sitting in Maitama, Abuja, on a 4-count charge of fraud. Zubair, a suspected serial fraudster, was alleged to be a member of a syndicate who specialized in defrauding people. Sylvia Mbamalu is standing by with the details. Over to you, Sylvia.
The long arm of the law caught Zubair when the children of one Major General Geoffrey Ejiga retired, petitioned the EFCC, alleging that a syndicate of fraudsters took advantage of their father's old age to defraud him of over 180 million naira. A check on Zubair's profile showed that he had previously been arrested by the operatives of the EFCC sometime in 2016 for a fraud-related offense, which he confessed to, saying he acted under the instruction of one Johnson Abiodun, whose real name was Nuhu Kasim. In the course of investigation, Kasim was arrested in Kano, and it was discovered that the information given by the defendant against him was completely false, hence was charged to court. The defendant pleaded not guilty to the counts preferred against him. In view of his plea, the prosecution counsel, Fatsuma Mohammed, prayed the court for a trial date to enable the prosecution prove its case. But counsel to the defendant, Joe Aggie, SAN, informed the court of the defendant's application for bail, which he said was filed and served on the prosecution shortly before the court started sitting. Justice Ojukwu thereafter adjourned to October 26th, 30th and 31st for hearing a motion for bail on trial. The court also ordered that the defendant should continue with the administrative bail earlier granted him by the commission. Sylvia Mbamalu, reporting for the Eagle.
Thank you, Sylvia, for for that report. And with that, we have come to the end of today's episode of The Eagle. You too can be part of this program by sending your inquiries and suggestions to The Eagle at efccnigeria.org or search for us on Google Plus at Official EFCC, Official EFCC NG at gmail.com. You can like our page on facebook.com/Official EFCC or follow us on Twitter at Official EFCC. And of course, you can pay a visit to our Instagram page, Official EFCC. To watch our programs and other activities, please log on to youtube.com/Official EFCC. My name is Aisha Muhammad, and we'll leave you with the words of A.K. Althony, who says, "There is no compromise when it comes to corruption. You and I have to fight it." Goodbye, and God bless Nigeria.
Thank you.